About midday on what do we got? Tarsac the 4th, I think here. Um, Blizzards pick up. Snow certainly is coming down hard. Winds are probably a little bit stronger than they've been for a while here. Um, Maybe about 40, 45 mile an hour winds. Visibility is probably about 60 or so feet at the best, but most of the time, kind of about 15, 20 feet in front of you, where you can like vaguely see like the front sled dog if you were riding on the actual sled. But most of the time, you can't really see terribly far inside of this blizzard. It's about midday, and as far as things go, if you'd like, you can certainly delay things. But for what it's worth, you are effectively heading off into the west, and you just need to kind of maintain a bearing because eventually you're going to hit the sea of moving ice, and that's what you're looking for. So, as far as things go, as you all are traveling into this, do you have any thoughts about what you would like to do concerning the fact that there is a blizzard going right now?
My apologies, guys. Real quick, I'm not sure how you guys rolled an actual survival check. Like, how do you change what you're rolling for?
When you're on D&D Beyond, if you look at the top of your character sheet where your stats are, that's how you would roll like a wisdom check, is just by clicking on wisdom, and that would roll it. You can click that now if you'd like, but in the center of your character sheet, you'll see all of the different proficiencies that you have. And like for yours, survival is one of yours, and just towards the bottom, you'll see survival, and you can click on survival there.
And that will automatically send it to roll 20.
If you've got Beyond 20 already set, I feel like we got that set up last time. Beyond 20 sends it over, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Try it.
Yeah, you can roll one right now. I'd like to see them. Yep, there we go.
Sorry. I appreciate it.
So, Kansas, Zaps, any thoughts while you all are traveling through this blizzard at present?
It's
No,
really cold.
I'm just kind of keeping an eye out as best I can in this fucking giant blizzard, making sure nothing sneaks up on us if I can.
Excellent. So, as you all are pushing forward here, moving along these mountain passes and kind of making your way almost like up out of the valley that Mare Dualden is kind of this massive valley of. There's going to be a particular point where you all are pushing forward, and as the land about you kind of focuses in to a kind of narrow, like cliff top, and you have the edge of kind of cliffs kind of to the east and to the west of you. Moving forward, uh, one of the first things that you all are going to spot is that there are people standing in this location ahead of you. Let me get a perception from Zeps in Kansas, and these will be a disadvantage. Solid job. So moving forward, Kansas, you're going to kind of see there appears to be 3 or 4 people ahead of you. They're all kind of standing around each other. Perhaps they're huddled together. It's kind of hard to see at about 40, 50 feet. What kind of thoughts do you have there, Kansas?
Humans?
Humanoid.
It's just people, no sled or anything.
At present, you have no reason to see any sled.
Well, I'm wondering why they're out here. It seems like a really bad place to be. They must have some reason. We might as well go and see what they're up to.
Gotcha. So as you move forward here, uh, let's get you all to place yourselves on the board.
So I noticed you guys have big character icons on the screen, but mine is like a white box with little blue arrows and squares. And I'm not sure how to transfer my token to that spot.
Oh, that's your actual avatar in Roll20 versus the actual avatar for this game. Me personally, I turn all of those things off, so they don't like take up the screen. But like the standard thing is to have those there because Roll20 can also process video. But like Jamie, for instance, she's still got her orc set as hers from like 2 campaigns ago.
I
Um,
can't figure out how to change it, but I did just change it on my screen. It should be Kansas right now.
Gotcha. That might be from clicking the actual playing as in the bottom right. But like your permanent icon, I think on Roll20 is um oh man, I can't even remember her name at this point.
Vicious, but I can't figure out how to change that.
Yeah, that's probably just general settings for Roll20, like in your actual like account settings. But again, like that's like the general account there. So let's get a perception from oh, don't kill yourself. From Dying, please. Also disadvantage. Roll one more. Alrighty. So as you all are moving forward to see these people who should know better than to be out in a blizzard in these conditions, you're going to see as one of the individuals who is closest to you starts to look over his shoulder and kind of see you all, where for the first time he kind of like separates himself from being squared up against the person who's directly in front of him and almost rotates his body so he is kind of in axis with the person he's standing right behind, as well as the three of you, basically including the dog there, as you're approaching. So this already is a little bit of a hostile stance, as this person is previously squared up against the person in front of him, notices you, and starts to kind of rotate to keep all of you in front of him in a position. Dine, as you are being kind of surrounded by these three people in front of you, and they start to circle around you, you're going to notice as that person who's just to the south of you sees them coming up, and you'll also pick up that they are behind you and that there are more people approaching. And you'll also pick up this little bit of a hint that that person is not friendly with them. Again, by the fact of how he's kind of squaring up his body as a fighter and a experienced mercenary, it is not unfamiliar for you that if somebody is about to go to fists, it's better to have your body squared and kind of have the rotation that you can kind of move to the sides and be able to rotate on your hips and things to go like sideways as you're kind of dodging things. But it gives him a lot more options on how to approach this moment. Um, and at this point, what's everybody thinking?
So I can see him and I can see that guy kind of squaring up, right?
Yeah, at this point, you all are close enough that you can see.
Would they be able to hear me from this distance?
You can certainly try.
I'm gonna move me and the bear up, just probably about 10 feet away from him.
So as you start to move, an arrow is going to fly to your feet. I need you all to roll initiative.
Damn.
Can they hear me? I'm going to move.
So I rolled my d20 and it didn't post it, so I'm assuming I rolled the wrong one.
Oh, my apologies. Yeah, so you have to click your character's token, and then you can roll initiative, and that will add it. I don't even see a D20 roll from you either, though. Did you just get the roll in D&D Beyond?
Yeah, I rolled it with the little red icon at the bottom left on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, all of your dice rolls that are not attached to a skill, I feel like you can roll in Roll20 with their die roller. It's on the left side of the screen. It looks like the polyhedron D20, and you can kind of hover over it, or you can click on it and get an in-game die roller. But if you click dying on Roll20 and then roll from your actual initiative, which is top and center on your character, that will roll your actual initiative.
Okay, so I've been doing that wrong the whole time then.
Yeah, that's a basic roll. Just rolling a d20. Um, but again, what's your dexterity? What's your initiative bonus?
I have a +3 dex modifier.
Gotcha. And don't you have advantage on initiative right now? Don't barbarians have that by level 3?
I'm only level 1 barbarian.
Okay, level 1. Word. So 8. Can you actually click the initiative though, right by your AC? Like select your character and click initiative.
What? Merry Christmas.
What up, Josh? Are you good to play at this point?
Yeah, just give me a second, just pull up Google Chrome and then I'll be good to go.
Gotcha. While you're doing that, I'm going to set the actual moment here for you to bring you in as
Thank
well.
you.
We are essentially about midday of the next day's travel. Inside of a blizzard, you all are moving forward, trying to make your way to the Sea of the Moving Ice. As you all kind of come across this steep kind of embankment where there's cliffs to the east and to the west of you, um, Kansas kind of picks up. There's a group ahead, moving a little bit closer. You all spot that there's kind of 3 people surrounding a 4th. And as Zaps and the dog start to move a little bit closer, an arrow basically falls at his feet. So we're like right about to jump into combat here. Dine, do
All
you
right.
see where it actually has your initiative in Roll20 or in D&D Beyond?
I see the turn order, but whenever I click on myself, it just has the little cog and red.
Not in Roll20 though. I want you to roll it in D&D Beyond, like on your character sheet. In the top center, it says initiative, and then you've got the +3. If you click on that +3, it will roll your actual initiative.
I
Bam,
appreciate it.
bam.
How does my mic sound, by the way? Is it any clearer than usual?
Sounds a little
Uh,
better.
yeah, I can't really. It sounds fine. It sounds pretty clear.
I'm not expecting it to be like, serious grade level quality, but it's the new headset with the new microphone, so it's got to be better than the AirPods.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's got like a nice, almost like it's giving no background noise, but it's almost one of those things where sometimes it can be awkward with how silent things can be.
Yeah, like I'm hosting my own ASMR channel or something. You all sound a lot clearer for me as well, so it must be just a better speaker system in it as well.
I'm just saying now, if I start hearing you smack your lips, I'm muting you.
Yeah, rustling plastic. Okay, guys, so what's the one that they all do as well? Oh, what's it called? Oh, let me think. Neuro something they call it. Cranial exam or something. Cranial nerve exam. That's it. Like every ASMR channel seems to have a cranial nerve exam video. Otherwise, it's not an ASMR channel.
Alrighty. So, as Zap starts to move forward, um, you all are going to see, as in a shimmer of the ice flying through the air, a young woman is going to start to appear off to the northwest of where these four figures are showing. Can't really tell whether she was there or whether it's just kind of the snow breaking as she kind of stands forward, but I need a wisdom saving throw from Zeps.
So are you talking about the person in the? Oh wait, there's another person. Damn.
And the rolls keep on getting low.
Zeps, you are paralyzed.
Fuck.
Oh snap!
What about the dog? Bear.
I think paralysis includes um, incapacitated, and if he is incapacitated, it gets to act um, independently. But let me make sure real quick. Yep, he is incapacitated, so you can pretty much do anything you want with the dog. But with that, it is going to go to faint here.
All right, okay. I go. Um, l- Let me know if you're shooting at something or hitting something, right? And I'm going to bonus action hide, and then go and do a running nosedive into this bluff of snow. And then use hold action to wait until somebody gets engaged in melee combat with someone, and then I'll attack whichever target is being engaged.
All right, so you're going to attack one of your friendly melee combatants target.
Yes, yeah. So I get sneak attack basically. That's what I'm waiting for.
You do know if you're actually hidden, you get sneak attack anyways, right? But you don't have to like limit yourself to one attack.
All right. But I've used bonus action to hide anyway, so it would only be one attack no matter what. I think, right? That's the way that
That's
my
true.
character's. Yeah, the way my character works is he has to use his bonus action to use a second attack, so it's the same either way.
Kansas, what are you doing?
I'm changing into being a wolf because I'm not really sure who we're supposed to be fighting here. So
Oh
Zaps
shit, I
is
skipped too far ahead there.
incapacitated. Faint just is waiting for somebody else to do something. And I'm also kind of waiting for something else to do something. So maybe the bear can attack.
Just go for it, Kansas.
Oh no,
Well,
that's her action. She's
yeah, I
super
got to
limited
turn
when
into a
she
Oh,
wolf. I
fair.
mean, that's all I can do, right?
I was going to say they fired an arrow at us. They've paralyzed Zaps. It's not going to go well.
I thought Wild Shape was a bonus action.
if you're Circle of the Moon.
Fuck.
She circled the mystery because we still know nothing about her.
What is it? Circle of the forest? Circle of the. You're the forest, circle of the plains, circle of the wilderness. I can't
I think
remember what that
I
one's called.
thought it was land, but maybe that was the other one. I don't know. Circle of forest, maybe. I think that's. I don't
It's
know.
like the spellcasting variety of druids. And then specifically, like it's almost like wizards where they have like 9 different circles, like 9 different parts of the circle.
I think it's forest because I keep having plant things I can do.
Yeah, I know forest is your chosen one, but I can't actually think of the name of the circle.
I'm pretty sure it's Circle of the Land.
Yeah, I thought it was land. Right, circle of the land, parentheses forest.
But right now, you got me feeling like I'm in a circle of hell.
When do you not feel like you're in a circle?
That's true. It's all life is, a series of circles. Can I have inspiration for not lowering the tone with where I was going to go with the circle comment?
No, because you asked for it. All right, my apologies. I forgot I was still adding these people to initiative. All right, so before Jamie even turns into a wolf, one of the other figures is just going to kind of like push into Dine with his mace, and he's like, "Tell your friends to step away." Yeah, so that'll go to Jamie as she kind of turns. The one who noticed you all first is, as he kind of turns around, he's just going to look towards you all. "This is no business of yours. Move along." We'll take that to Dine.
Okay, so him nudging me with his mace and the current situation, which I feel like I'm getting mugged or jacked or something, that really pisses me off. So I'm going to use a bonus action and go into my rage.
All right, so as you rage, the one who's poking at you is going to swing out and try to hit you with his mace. With a 14, I think that's your AC.
Correct.
And you will take 7 reduced down to 3 damage as he hits you with his mace. That should provoke faint. You can take your action.
Righty ho. Just a glowing blue light from out of the snow, and then
Going for the one that hit him, I assume.
ooh! Oh, do I get advantage though? Actually, I think I do, don't I?
Yeah, that's made with advantage.
Thank fuck. So that's 13 plus 11 because it's a crit, so 24.
No. That's 36.
Is it? Oh shit! Fair enough.
Your sneak attack is 24 on that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Sorry, I've been at the whiskey already. Yeah. Wow.
So I've got to get 26 or higher with this right here. That guy is straight up dead.
Fucking rogues.
So as the guy kind of like pokes at you with his mace, you start to go into a rage, and by the time you like kind of focus your eyes after you're shaking, this person's just split apart into there's blood everywhere, and you've done nothing. So what would you like to do here, Dine? You've got a guy behind you to the south, the guy to the right, and you can see the other two figures who are both east and west of you.
Do I get a flanking bonus on the guy who turned to square up with the other guys?
There is not flanking in this.
Okay, so I'm just gonna swing for the head of the closest guy.
You got to tell me which one, north or south of you.
We'll go south, just possibly get myself an escape area from this group of people.
You can make those attacks. The archer in kind of the north center is going to take a shot at Feint as he releases his dagger. What is that? It's a 14 to hit Feint.
No.
And then the one to the far east of Dine. All right, so the one's definitely going to miss. Yeah, I think that's going to be the extent of your attacks this turn, because at present you all weren't necessarily. They were already kind of holding you up. I got to kind of hold it to the idea that you don't necessarily have your weapons at the ready. And then one of the archers from your east is going to take a shot at Dine as well. And that one is going to be a 13 to hit, which I believe will miss you. Alrighty, so Zeps, end of your turn. Make a wisdom saving throw. Oh, wait a second, my bad. I still skipped this. Still a fail.
And here we go with the never-ending paralysis.
You did really well with survival in your first roll.
No, this is going to be the cabin all over again.
Probably won't get incinerated, just frozen.
Okay, so I'm still paralyzed. Can I have the dog run up and...
One moment, my bad. I forgot the last two people in the battle.
No problem.
Yeah, I think at this point they're both going to continue trying to attack the barbarian, or rather Dine. So the scout shooting off at you. 12 will miss, and then the thug swinging at you is going to be an 18 will hit, and he will do 3 damage, reduced to 1 damage Dine. And then Zaps fails the wisdom, and since you're incapacitated, the dog is free to do what you want with it.
I'm going to just assume it sees the arrow and me just standing still and just run to that one south of Dine and swing at it.
Gotcha. There is no reason that you can't have it run closer to him and actually bring in its protector ability as well.
It's within 5 feet, so it can still do it.
That's what I mean, though. If you have it down here, it can't.
Oh, sorry.
You moved
I
it to
meant to
there.
move.
I moved it above it. That's why I was saying.
Yeah, I meant to move it up there. My bad, boss. So that is a 24 to hit. It's actually a crit.
It's a shame it was a low roll on damage, but still good. Still good at creating it.
So it can bite into him. And as this happens, let's see. The woman from the top of the screen is going to raise her hand high above her head, and as she swipes it downward, you're going to see as 3 dots of light kind of stab out of her fingers, and they are going to 1, 2, 3 stab right into Faint. And you will take 4, 7, 12 points of force damage, Faint.
Okay, got it.
And then it's going to go to you.
All right. I'm just double checking my distance.
Hey, I just noticed the person on the far left. Uh, has he or she been there this whole time? I see this redhead.
People who are hidden, you cannot see until they've done something. At present, the 2 archers who are flanking the party the most are effectively still invisible to everybody but the person they shot, which is Dime.
Okay,
So,
and
And I didn't want to take away your crit insta kill, Josh, but all ranged attacks right now are made at disadvantage.
okay, fair enough. Cheers, thank you. So out of interest, if I was to, so this is just, I know it's a bit, but if I was to move here to avoid being seen by the ginger-haired mage, would I be allowed to move into this terrain, or are we saying this is too severe of a slope or whatever? Because I know if it's difficult terrain, I'd still be able to make it. It's just, is it physically possible to get up here?
I think as far as this map is going for, this is the cliff edge. So as long as you're like inside of that area, I think you're still good to be on that edge. And it's kind of the same thing that I was thinking here. That like this is kind of like the playable part of this map.
Okay, got it. Thank you. So back to where I was. I'm just within my 60 feet range to make an attack at her, which I'm going to do. And as I throw the first psychic dagger, I'm going to shout, "Concentrate on this, you bitch." So that should hopefully hit, even with a disadvantage. It's only going to be for 5 because it's not sneak attack, but I'm hoping that forces a Constitution saving throw for a concentration. And then I'll hit her again. For disadvantage, 16. Well, straight roll anyway, 16. For another 5 psychic damage. Hopefully, again, hitting and forcing a concentration save. And then I'm going to move around the corner so she can't see me.
With that one, she's going to raise her hand above her head, and she creates this magical field in front of her. The first blade is going to pierce right through it and kind of stab directly into her throat. She is severely wounded. The second one will get caught up in the actual shield itself and keep her from getting killed right there.
Okay, got it. Thank you. And that ends my turn, and I have no action to hide.
And Zaps is no longer paralyzed.
Hooray! Keep bailing you out, mate.
It's going to be a bad turn for this woman whenever I get my next round.
I'll just say with my last thing, sorry, the last of my 6-second speech, try and take her alive, and that's it.
Another archer's going to take a shot into Dine. Going to miss wide, and it will go to Kansas the Wolf. What would you like to do?
I can tell that the attacks are coming from the red-haired woman, right?
You can roll a perception check. You guys are in a blizzard. Imagine blizzard conditions that you can see again 15 feet most of the time. Seems good enough that you can tell.
Okay, so I'm gonna run up, and I am a wolf, even though I don't have the picture. And I will attack as a wolf.
Able to dive directly through her shield. Describe how you kill the mage.
I'm gonna continue ripping out her throat that was already bleeding, and spray blood all over the place.
Roll an intimidation for me, please. After getting bit by the dog, tearing his leg away, this man is going to drop his mace to the ground, looking over as the mage is shredded to pieces. Please, please don't kill me. Please, I give up.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
Nope, he's not provoking anything right now.
He hasn't moved.
The archer to the north and center, she's going to lower the pressure on her bowstring. And as she lowers her bow, we surrender. You don't have to kill anyone else. Take what you need. Do what you will. Stein, what are you doing?
I'm still in a rage, so I'm going to swing for the guy's face who dropped his mace.
Make the attack. Solid hit. We'll clock him for another 5, and you can also draw your offhanded weapon.
Do I get to add my rage bonus to that?
Oh, yes, indeed. Yes.
He was already injured.
Make the attack with your, what's the other one? The hand axe?
Sorry, I'll get quicker at this, guys.
So, mate, don't worry about it.
You're playing with me. Don't worry about it.
It's first session, man. It always takes everybody forever to get into the groove of it. Should have seen me my first one.
We'll take that damage, but if you click left of the hand axe, that button, it probably looks like swords clashing, will roll like attack and damage, versus like that was probably right of the hand axe.
Yeah, all I see is the one says beyond 20 to the right of the hand axe.
There's nothing like where it says hand axe. There's not like a little sword clashing to the left of it.
No, there's a little box. I might be looking at the wrong place.
Under your actions. Oh, if you don't have the hand axe equipped right now, you are on your inventory. You want to be on your action.
There it is. Do you want me to re-roll it, or what do you want me to do?
Well, we're going to take the damage. We always take first dice rolled, but I want you to roll with the hand axe to actually hit because you rolled damage right now. But I want to show you the right one. Yeah, see that one, how it rolls both? So that will hit, but it's going to hit for 11 more damage. And I think that's going to put him into the bloodied condition. So as he continues to attack the surrendering individual, the archer from the west side is going to shoot at Dine, and the person who's standing above him to the north is going to attack as both of them yell out in succession, "We were surrendering!" And it's going to go back to Zaps.
Okay, so the bandits are done surrendering. Everybody's back, just middle of chaos.
You can't attack people who are surrendering and expect them to continue to surrender. They were giving up. The attacking continued. Make your choice.
Ah, shit. You know, when I ran up on this thing, I immediately got paralyzed. I'm probably pretty pissed off. These guys seem a little sketchy. I'm going to run up here and hit the guy right to my northwest.
He is going to be able to dodge out of the way of that attack.
All right, second action, I am going to try to hit him with a firebolt.
I don't think you can do that.
I've got 2 attacks per turn.
Melee attacks. As far as I know, the Arcane Knight is the only person who can make a attack action and then can also cast the spell with it. You can attack again with your Warhammer if you've got 2 attacks. But that's what it is it's following suit. It's not casting another spell. That second one will hit, dealing 3 damage to him.
Yeah, I'm only using one hand. And then I'm going to have the dog move up between me and Dine and attack the same cat. Bear. I don't know why I keep calling it a dog.
Because it used to be one.
I know.
The rest of us probably can't tell. It's all metal, right?
That's like looking at a statue of a dog and a statue of a bear and going, I can't tell, they're both made of stone.
And they're really large. I mean, it's like the same size as the other one.
Yeah, one's a medium-sized bear and then a medium-sized dog.
Or like a small
Going
bear
back
and a
around
large
to
dog.
feint.
All right. I'm going to come. Well, first, if I'm going to say, right, everyone follow the plan then. So taking her alive and letting them surrender. Very good. Right. Oh, shit. Okay. Fight's back on. And I will. Ooh. Let's go for the one to the north of the defender. I'm going to come around the corner first just to make sure it's a clear shot. So I'll come back to here and I'll go for the one north of the defender.
So again, make this a disadvantage. That'll hit.
Yep, sure. Yeah, range attack to disadvantage in the blizzard. Got it. So yeah, still hits though. That's a good damage. 27 damage. The one to the north, the defender.
You can't sneak attack if you're at disadvantage.
Ah, shit. Sorry, I thought it was always sneak attack, regardless of advantage if they're in contact. But no worries.
No, sneak attack can never happen if you ever have disadvantage.
Okay, no problem. Understood. So 10 damage. So I'm guessing that doesn't kill it. So
He actually
in
has 17 hit points left exactly.
classic. That would have been so good. That would have been like some absolute, like, I don't even know what you call it this session, just throwing out one hit kill daggers left, right, and center pretty much. No worries, right. So then the one to the south of Undying or Dying, sorry, he's probably more hurt, so it's probably worth doing that rather than hiding.
Looking at them, they both look bloodied. There'd be no way for you to tell one from the other from their injury level.
Got it. So then, fuck it. Same one to the north of the defender again then, because if I can't tell the difference, then I'll just keep going. And I've got a nice little corner to go around rather than hiding, so it makes sense. So disadvantage 9, I'm assuming that will miss, and I will go back around my little corner.
Yep, that one he'll be able to dodge out of the way.
And just before I go around the corner, I say, if you're going to surrender, then do it. Promise this time we won't kill you.
That sounds
Also, while
totally
trying to kill people.
Yeah, I don't expect it to work. I expect it to be completely carrying on. I'm chaotic neutral. I've got to play to it sometimes.
This is definitely chaotic evil shit going on right now.
It's a spectrum.
They fucked around and found out.
Another set of arrows going into Dine. And then this person is going to start to leap over the edge and off into the distance. Kansas, what are you doing here?
All right, so the orange line, can I get past that to the archer on the left?
Yeah, that person is effectively like standing on the cliff. So if you go beyond that orange line, you're basically putting yourself in severe risk, but you can definitely go to where they are.
Shove attack. Shove attack.
So I can see I'd be going up a cliff. All right. Never mind. I'm going after
They're
the
like
one.
those two rocks are basically like higher than where you are. That person is shooting between the rocks and they are standing at the same level as you, but they're standing on a cliff's edge. So Feint is not wrong when he says shove attack. You could push them over that cliff. I'm not sure if a wolf can specifically push, but you could bite into them, and if they fall prone, because that's what your bite attack does, probably going to fall off a cliff.
So there's a cliff behind them and then rocks in between them and me.
Yeah, the DM is effectively saying you can still get to her because there's a gap between those two rocks, but just.
All of that blue is cliff. These are all cliffs back here. The rocks that are like up high with you all here. Oops, I can't switch colors while I'm plushing. The rocks that are up high here are all like higher than you all.
Oh, so I'm able to get through basically, and I can attack from there. Great.
You 100% can attack from where you are.
So I'll growl and then rend.
She is able to maintain her balance as you bite into her, but it's still definitely an injury. Picking his mace back up. With an uppercut to Dine, a 14 will hit. The thug will do 6 damage, reduced to 3 to you.
I like how they're thugs, but we're adventurers.
It's hard to have a NPC and not say its name constantly, even if I don't want to.
Oh, that's fine. It's just funny. Perspective.
I mean, we're murdering people that were surrendering, so I think we're worse than thugs right now.
Yeah.
One of the archers from the north is going to take a shot into Kansas as she's biting into her friend, and that's going to miss. And it's going to go to Dine.
I'm going to full attack the guy to my south.
Solid hit. That will put him at severely wounded. And that's going to kill him.
Can I still do a bonus action?
That is your bonus action to attack with your offhand.
Okay.
You can still move if you'd like, but
No,
otherwise,
I was going to use my second wind, but that's a bonus action.
Do you have extra attack yet, or are you multi-classed?
I'm a multi-class.
Right, yeah, no extra attack for you then.
The archer who's being bit by the wolf is going to reach for her sword and take 2 slashes out at the wolf on her. A 16 will hit for 8 damage, and then the 8's going to miss. And then another mace to the back. Oh, I should have figured out who it was attacking, but it doesn't matter. It's going to go to Zaps.
All right. I'm gonna. So if I select one of the tokens and I cast a spell, it should cast it on it, right?
What are you getting at?
So if I used enlarge reduce and I have the bear's icon selected, it should cast it on it.
It's not that smart now, but you can cast enlarge reduce on your bear.
Nah, I'm gonna uh
What a plot twist there. You really had me bamboozled there thinking you're about to cast it, and then you pulled the M. Night Shyamalan and cast something else.
well, if I cast a spell, I can't attack, can I?
That is correct. If you use an action, that is what you do. If you take the attack action, you can attack twice. But an attack and a spell attack are 2 different things.
Okay, that's where I got confused. You know what? I'm just gonna swing out at him twice with the hammer.
First one's gonna go wide, and as he kind of laughs at you for how terrible you are, you can crack him in the nuts, and he's gonna be pretty much dead at that point, but holding on to some bloody crotch right now, and it's gonna go to faint.
All right.
Oh wait,
I'll
the dog. What do you have to do? You have to tell it bonus action to attack. Do you want to kill it with the bear?
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. Oh,
I can't wait to bring back critical fails. And to you, faint.
okay. I'll just go for my first attack on Swingy Boy at the top.
Get in the game, faint. Attack him in melee.
I know I thought about that, but my distance isn't great, so I'd have to dash, and then I suppose I can bonus action dash, but then I wouldn't be
You're
able to
not
attack
that
twice again.
far away. You're like 20 feet away from these people.
Yeah, actually, I can make it. Oh, sorry, I always thought it was more than that.
35 feet.
Yeah, my bad. I thought it was further than that because ever since I was measuring, yeah.
What about
I've,
the archer to the right? About the same though.
yeah, it's 5. It's because I was here though. I double check I'm still able to make it. So let me just count. You're allowed to move diagonal, aren't you? So
Well, not over a rock.
no, I know I've got to go around it, but yeah. So I don't think I can still make it to either of them in melee. Screw it, it's whatever. I'll bonus action dash, and I'll go here. Why the hell not? And I'll go surprise, motherfucker, and I'll do it melee. So does that
Nice.
count as an advantage?
Well, I mean, you don't get advantage from it, but you can definitely do your sneak attack on the guy who's holding on to his bloody scrotum. And yeah, you 100% kill that guy.
Eat shit, surrender man.
That guy never tried to surrender.
And I'm just going to scoop up a handful of snow and sprinkle it in front of my face as if I was hiding but not doing it.
And then Kansas.
All right, I'm gonna try again on this person in front of me.
Oh shit, I totally meant to run away with them too.
Nowhere to run.
There's no punk bitch. Damn, they ran down the cliff on the last one.
They're laying at the bottom in a mangled heap.
At least I got
Yeah.
away.
As you take her down, she's going to fall and fall over the edge. Jamie, roll a D100 for me, Jamie. Roll 4d6 for me, Jamie. I think you have to roll under a 6 on 4d6. Yeah, she's just gonna fall and just one hit cracks her shoulder. Second hit, just skull right to the rocks, and there's a bloody mess. As just a falling doll just drops to the ground about 45 feet below you, and you can see she doesn't move again. And it's gonna go to as another one bugs out to the northeast there, leaping over the cliff's edge. You all have killed some of these bandits. A few others escaped. You've got this raging person in front of you. What would y'all like to do?
I think there's something to be said on whether or not it should be rolled if he attacks us or not.
As far as things go, again, like I think you all pretty clearly had a understanding of what was going on there. Um, Before he raged, he was recognizing that at very least you all were not a part of this. I have no interest in making player versus player a part of this game. So there's no reason that he has to attack you all as a barbarian.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my rage is wearing off anyway. I think it only lasts for a minute or two. Yeah, 1 minute.
Yeah, it's only a minute, but that's a long time when you're in combat. I think that was only like 3 rounds of combat there. That was only about 18 seconds. But again, part of why I wanted the situation to play out, why them noticing the players when they did, you being perceptive enough to notice that that person noticed, um, all of that was on dice rolls. There certainly was an occasion where they could have walked up on you, and no one who was like among this little highway robbery would have noticed them. They could have noticed the highway robbery without them. There's a lot of situations where it could have ended up differently, but the way the dice played out were such that I don't think anybody didn't notice the others, and they definitely didn't notice the posturing. That's why, I mean, on some level, like the idea is never to force people to have player versus player. But barbarians are definitely like rage is one of those things. That's where you kind of lose a little bit of control. But I don't think your person ever understood these people as threats. Had somebody done like an AoE and actually damaged you, definitely would have changed shit here, where maybe they would need to restrain you.
All right. Well, if we're done with this and Dine's calming down, I'm gonna walk up to him beside the bear, kind of pat it on its side, and look at him and say, "Well, how the hell did you get yourself in this situation?"
Well, you guys sure are a sight for sore eyes.
I can imagine.
5 minutes later, they would have had me naked and freezing in a frozen tomb.
I've had people get me naked in less than 5 minutes before, mate. I wouldn't worry about it.
You've talked about this before. I'll pay you to keep your clothes on.
Exactly how I afford to eat every night. So what are you doing out here in the middle of nowhere anyway, getting robbed?
I'm a tracker. I'm headed north to try to sell my services as a tracker and trapper.
Oh, so you know your way around these 10 towns then?
I've been tracking in these Arctic conditions for several years now. Some would say that I'm an expert.
Oh, fair enough. Are you from one of the 10 towns in particular, or do you just drift between?
There'll be a time for that kind of talk. We need to set up camp or part ways.
Well, first, let's question that little red-haired girl. You kept her alive, right, Kansas?
No,
All right,
she's
so yeah, I've turned back into my normal shape, and I am now trying to get blood off my face. And no, that other person is dead.
I'm
Just
already
write
standing up.
that down.
You
I'm
look
already.
over the body, Faint, and as you're looking in where your dagger entered her throat, like you can see signs of like a little bit of like wolf hair, and there's just nothing inside of her neck. The spine, the throat, all of the arteries, like both of the carotid arteries. There's nothing left. Like her head is just kind of dangling softly.
All right, you bitch, tell us what you know. Silent treatment, eh? I see how it is. We got ways of making you talk.
Ignore the idiot. I agree. We either need to get moving on towards our destination or part ways. If you're willing, you're more than welcome to travel with us and our companions.
There's safety in numbers, and it looks like you guys might be able to use the services of a tracker, at least for now.
Never hurts to have someone that knows their way through the snow.
Just FYI, one of my skills is as long as we're in the Arctic, we can never get lost, except by magical means.
Cool. I mean, cold or whatever.
Fucking A. Finally.
There's also a god who's creating all of the magical means that makes all of this difficult, so that doesn't actually mean much here.
Fuck. Forgot about that.
Like
So
the
can
except
I,
by magical means a lot when it's a god who's creating the situation that fucks this whole area.
that's true. Can I search these guys for some healing kits or anything?
Oh,
You can certainly make a perception check.
Are you bloodied or are you low on health?
Are you under 50% health right now?
Let me look. I am above 50%.
He does not look bloodied.
Sorry, guys, she's clearly a pro. She ain't giving me anything.
I'm gonna walk up and just punch Faint in the knee.
Mara, I'm gonna roll for a second wind, if that's all right.
Gotcha. You already did. You can take those 7 hit points. Roll a unarmed strike, zaps. I don't believe you can lay hands on Faint with fisticuffs that are that slow.
What's your fucking AC, bub?
It's higher than that, that's for sure. It's fucking 16.
All right, so as I just completely whip, I'm gonna call him an idiot and tell him to leave it alone.
There's time for groping these later. We gotta sort this situation out first. So, you said your name's Dine, right?
Yeah, that's my name.
Well, I'm Faint, but I go by Faint because it sounds cooler and I'm sneaky, not because I faint at the sight of blood or anything. Somebody suggested that a few weeks ago, and I didn't take kindly to that. But Faint because, like like a shadow, really sneaky, like. And yeah, well, let the other two introduce themselves.
You remember when I told you to ignore the idiot? That's the idiot. My name's Zaps. I'm the local artificer, and this is my friend. And I'm gonna pat the bear.
Hey, I'm Kansas.
You still a wolf, Kansas?
No, I switched back. I told you.
Okay.
And then I like wiped all the blood off.
Oh yeah, my bad. While you all are kind of in this moment, can you all actually give like physical descriptions of yourselves so everybody can kind of understand what they're looking at? And again, this is much more like a first impression kind of look of things. And also remember, everybody is technically wearing cold weather gear, so a lot of what you look like is a puff of very warm clothing too.
Just real quick, Mara, I rolled a 15 perception check.
Gotcha. So looking through their gear, you can see these guys aren't really carrying much of any interest. They don't have any coin or anything on them, but they are each carrying some actual like weaponry. But you can find a couple of maces and a couple of daggers, like 2 and 2. One of the maces that the third one had is pretty much fucked at this point. But overall, they've got some of that pretty basic leather armor. If you wanted to take some of that, you could certainly do so, but it's not really anything special.
Is that just these three guys here? Is that the dead mage as well?
Just those three guys there. Looking over the mage herself, she is even less interesting. This just seems to be somebody who is bundled up and otherwise has all of their power is in their person.
Okay, so if there's no food or healer's kits, I'm gonna pass on any of the loot.
So if everybody would be so kind as to describe yourselves, let's get some first impressions of what your characters look like.
All right. Well, Faint appears to be tall. At least he does compared to the other two. Um, roughly close to 6 foot. He's got a big hood over his face, so you can't see his face at all. And it's a big cloak that goes down to his knees, a bit frayed at the ends, but it's a black dark cloak which is covering his arms and the rest of his body underneath of it. You just see his feet sticking out from underneath, and several bulges coming out from the cloak where you can assume are different weapons and things concealed from underneath the cloak.
Kansas?
I'm about half of Faint's height. I'm a gnome. Mostly you can see warm winter gear. Um, and my clothing is still a little bit bloody, but um, overall, I look like a nice person.
And then Zaps.
So I am a 2.5 foot tall. Do we say races in particular?
I mean, if you've got your hood down at any given time, they might be able to see what you look like. But I would say no. I would say in these conditions, when you all are walking around in a blizzard, it's really hard to distinguish who is Zaps and who is Kansas, except for the fact that when you see a wolf tear somebody apart and get covered in blood, and then that person turns back into a humanoid and it's still covered in blood, it makes it a little bit easier to be like, all right, the one covered in blood is the wolf.
Yeah. So Zaps is 2.5 foot tall. Uh, you really can't tell much from that. He's humanoid as far as you'd be able to tell Dine, and he is standing next to a medium-sized metal bear. It's like I don't really know how to describe it. It's basically like a big animatronic bear if it had all the skin taken off of it.
But like you carry a mace and a shield, so that's another big difference between like you and Kansas.
Yeah, you'd see my warhammer in my right hand, my shield strapped to my left, and then I've got a crossbow slung across my back as well.
Right on. As far as Dine goes, kind of the same deal. He's wrapped up in winter attire, warm weather attire. Um, Average height. He appears to be human features. Um, Nothing out of the ordinary sticks out.
So as you all are kind of collecting things up here, Helka is going to bring the dogs up from behind and kind of approach you all. Oh, well, perhaps this has been fortuitous. We have another. Um, you are more than welcome to join us on this journey. And she'll look back to the other three. I can still pay the same rate, but it would be for your entire group here, and perhaps that is less welcoming for you, perhaps more. Everything will be easier, albeit at a less profitable per person.
Well, from what you say, most of our money will be coming from flipping these oil barrels anyway, so understand why you wouldn't increase the pay. We'll still split it between us. Seems fair to me. Don't want to speak for the rest, but seems still like price we agreed was the price we agreed, and let's hope for a profitable, yeah, it's a hard one to say, business relationship with the barrels of oil.
Excellent. Well, if you're planning to invest, then things should be going swimmingly here as well. Um, shall we continue on to the sea?
Sounds good to me, as long as you're happy with coming on down. I mean, are you aware of what's going on here?
Well, I've been looking for a party to lend my services to, and I can't pass up a chance to make some extra gold coin.
Might not be
Fair enough.
good. They don't always use gold.
As long as they don't pay in fish, I'm all right with that.
If you have a way to take the fish to water deep, it's quite valuable.
Well, yeah, little Kansas is working on that. We just need to find ourselves a contact to flip it for us when it's sent there.
So when you all are prepared to move forward, you can make a decision between Kansas, Zaps, and Dine. I need two of you to make a survival check.
I think it'd be best to have Dine and Kansas do it. They've got better survival checks than I do.
Are we going to press forward, or are we going to camp for the night for a short rest or a long rest?
If you need to rest, you can ask them, but right now it is in the middle of the day. It's just dark out because of the actual aurora.
Uh,
Well, we could take a quick hour's short rest if you want, if you need to catch your breath. You know, short rest might benefit you.
Or if you're hurt and need healing, just ask.
Well, he's a man of many talents, and I feel like a short rest would benefit a man of his ilk. As opposed to the rest of us who don't really benefit from short rests. I feel like given he's spread his skills across different professions, he might do quite well for a short rest.
we can go ahead and cover some ground, and then I'll take a rest.
Do you get some shit back on a short rest, though, is what I'm getting at?
I just get my second wind back. It's just a little heal, like a drinking a little potion.
Yeah, he'll be fine.
All right, no problem.
I get one of my wild shape things back, so it's. I mean, if somebody else needs a short rest, that's cool. Not a big deal.
I would say press on.
Yeah, I get nothing from a short rest personally, so I'm happy to carry on. It's just I remember when I had a character that was short rest inclined. The party at the time never took short rests, so I'm just looking out for anyone that does need them.
All right, I'm gonna pull a object out of this here bag. Hopefully, it's an animal, and hopefully it'll be
Oh,
something.
I'm giving you inspiration for that, Kansas. That's the first time you've ever just thought to do it.
Hey,
Oh, and it's a giant elk. Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
this bitch ain't walking.
I mean, some of the other options are like weasel and giant rat. I get three tries with this bag a day, and it's random what shows up out of these 8 different animals. And we usually hope for the giant elk.
And scratched into the side of it in bad handwriting is property of fate.
Right, he's the one who gave me the bag of animals.
Yeah, but I'm only teasing you because we got it as pie, Luke, and it just so happened to go to me. where it's not actually line up just teeth.
It would work. It'd be like a brand, you know?
Yeah, true. But no, it's 100% yours, and it's only theoretically been in my possession for like two sessions or whatever it was. So.
So you all can push on through these weather conditions. You have a pretty easy trip for the rest of this day as you are pushing forward. Probably about towards kind of like 8 or 12 hours out on the tundra. You're going to come to the edge of the Sea of Moving Ice. Let's get perception checks from, I think, Fate and Dine. Oh, wait, no, my bad. You all do have to decide. Fate, Dine, or Kansas.
I mean, I am pretty perceptive, like.
I have a +5.
You're
No
more
talking
perceptive.
numbers. You
Yeah.
guys are characters. You do not know the mechanics of the game. Make a
Sorry.
decision.
I'm very perceptive. I'm gonna go try and perceive something. I'm probably riding in the back of this giant elk. I'm taller than everybody else, and maybe I can perceive more.
I'm good with that.
Fate, perception.
Okay. 18.
So, as you all get to the coast, taking a few moments to kind of survey the land to the north, to the south, it takes you a few moments before you do spot a little bit of darkness kind of off on the edge of the coast, and just a little bit to the north of you all, about another quarter-mile travel. You can see what appears to be kind of like a spire or a glacier, almost like stabbing out of the actual ocean. And beside it are a couple of other, like, kind of lumps that kind of stick out, almost like teeth coming out of the ice. And as you kind of point these out, Helka's able to kind of focus her eyes as she squints and looking through, and she's, yes, that should be the hut that I was hoping to find. If we progress forward here, this will be where we can find my vessel. So, as you all approach this area, getting closer and closer, it's going to become a little bit more apparent that there is a large spire that kind of sticks out of the actual ice itself. And then there's a couple of other smaller spires that are a little bit to the south of it. There's a dock with a boat frozen into the ice, a dock with a brass bell, like right by the actual spire in the ice. And then moving up closer and closer, you can see that the third of these little protrusions is actually a hut that sits along the edge of the ice. But you all walk forward to this area, and Anja will Helka will kind of look to you all and say, "Oh, we could progress forward and get things accomplished as quick as possible, or if you like, we could rest here. But I would suggest perhaps it is better for us to try to move forward."
What do you think, Dine? You said you're a track around these parts.
You have met Anjajuk before?
Who or what is an anti-choke?
Gesundheit.
So I want to go ahead and do a tracking check, if that's okay.
What are you trying to find out here?
I'm able to detect anything within a mile in my favorite terrain. I'm
What do
able
you,
to detect this if there's any kind of creatures and I can detect their size and number.
I'm not sure what you're looking at here that you are what you're asking for.
Well, I was trying to make sure we weren't going to get ambushed or caught by a group of bad guys or monsters unawares.
But what are you looking at? Are you looking at favored terrain, like natural explorer?
Natural explorer, yes.
Yeah, so that's not going to tell you like anything that's near you. It just means you're better at surviving in this area. And if you're tracking creatures, you can figure out the actual number, size, and whatnot. But you're not tracking things. You guys are in this area.
Okay, I got you. So you need to be specifically tracking to be able to get that info. Okay.
Yeah, like if you guys come across like a polar bear and you decide to track it down, you can 100% figure out like the polar bear, where it is, how long it's been since it's been here. You are a tracker. You're not like stop, lick your finger and put it to the air and be like, all right, there's 7 elk to the northeast of us. There's a polar bear to the southwest of us. There's 3 chwingas just a little bit south of us. It's once you know something's there, you're really good at finding out what it is and not be surprised by other things that might be traveling with it.
Gotcha.
So about what time of the day is it?
You guys have been traveling for about 12 hours. You expect the aurora to give way at any time.
Probably a good idea to go ahead and rest while we can. I'm just talking to the group with that, taking suggestions.
I'm happy
I'm
to.
definitely good with a short rest.
I
Or a long
mean, if
rest.
this roar is coming, we've been going for 12 hours. That's a long time. We've had a scuffle. I'm okay with just taking an hour or two to wind down, meditate, and then getting a night's rest in, ready to go in the morning. We're not in any particular rush, are we, right? I know we want to get there sooner rather than later. The pay's the pay, but I see why, while we're here, it's a good location. Let's take opportunity of it.
That's a good idea.
Thanks,
It
Captain.
is,
I've
of
always liked you.
course, your choice. You are my protection. But again, if we make the effort to get to the vessel, we also have the option of resting on the vessel itself.
But how much longer do you think the travel will be?
Oh, we don't have to travel any further at all. We are here.
Oh, well, then, yeah, we should definitely sleep on the boat instead of out in the middle of the open.
Right, yeah, thought we had a bit further to go. If that's the case, then fair enough.
Good. So it's decided. Do any of you have fishing skills? And she's going to pull out some fishing tackle and just kind of smile at you.
I've been known to catch a fish or two.
He's gonna pull out some wolf jerky and go, "No."
What's the actual roll for that, Mara?
It's effectively a survival check.
I can catch a fish or two. May not be the best, but I'm all right.
So one after another, she'll hand a set of tackle to Dine and then to Zaps, and just kind of pointing over towards the bell, she'll be like, "It's quite beneficial if we could catch maybe an octopus or a squid and have a gift for when we call the vessel."
Why would we need a gift?
Sounds like this vessel is not a boat.
It can be very beneficial to be prepared with something tasty. And she's going to like lean all the way over and pat you on the top of the head, especially when some of the riders are so small and can be so easily confused as tasty morsels.
Yeah, what aren't you telling us? I thought this was an abandoned boat.
No, that's a different quest, Jamie.
Oh, right. This one has the oil that we're trying to switch out. It can't be abandoned. I get confused. Sorry.
I mean, I've got all this owlbear meat, and I know you guys got a load of owlbear meat as well. But to be honest with you, we can't just keep fucking giving it away. We'll have none left.
I'm gonna just kind of pat Dine on the arm and look at him and go, "Well, let's go fishing. I'd rather not end up a snack for whatever the fuck is coming."
Yep, the two you can roll survivals as you fish. What are the others doing?
Just gonna eat some more wolf jerky. I'll keep an eye out for any threats.
I'm just gonna hang out and watch him go fish.
I'll climb up somewhere high if I can, and then just keep watch for anything coming in any direction.
Where do you want to climb to?
So if we're on a, did you say we're? Oh no, we're not on the boat yet, are we? So I can climb a mast or something. So quick look here. If they're fishing here, then I'd probably say I'd try and get up on top of this if I can.
All right, that thing is probably about like 60 or so feet tall. Gigantic spire of ice. You want to try to climb to the top of it?
Yeah, I'll basically free climb. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep using my piton to keep putting in a safe point and then tying the rope to it. So as I get higher, I'll use the piton, put a new thing in, tie the rope to it. So if I ever fall, I'm only going to fall, you know, a small length of rope from the piton that I last put in, which I'll keep stabbing in as I go up.
Gotcha. Make a strength check as you put in your first piton.
Ooh, 7.
Gotcha. Make a strength check as you put in your second piton.
7.
And then third.
18. There we go.
And Jamie, where are you at as they're kind of climbing up here? Or as he's climbing up?
Oh, I didn't
Stephen,
realize
all it
everybody else
is,
was on the ice. Sorry.
Stephen,
Uh,
there's a setting inside of Beyond 20. If you look in the bottom right on Dean or on Roll 20, if you click on that little red B, you can go into more options about halfway down, and then about halfway down, there's a couple of settings. One of them is type of roll, advantage, disadvantage. Set that to always roll twice. And then the other thing that I think is important is to have the auto roll crit or auto roll damage and crit and set that to true, which is the blue. Gotcha. And Faint, where are you climbing on the actual rock? Can you place yourself there?
Sure, 1 second.
yeah, I was looking at like the upper 3 square sections, and so I didn't realize anybody's picture was on there.
And let me get a perception check from everyone here. Okay, let me get a perception from you.
Righto. And just say as well as I've got my feat that I never use on my ability, which is if I ever fail a check, I can use a psychic or psionic die to re-roll it. But obviously, I don't know how that will fit into this situation. But obviously, if something's going to happen where I'm going to fall and die, I'd like to burn a die to try and re-roll it. But yeah, perception check coming. 10.
Do you think a 10 is a failure?
No, I'll go with that. I'll keep it for now.
So you guys are hearing his faints climbing up this spire of ice beside you. And one after another, he's putting in his pitons, climbing a little bit higher, putting in a piton, climbing a little bit higher, putting in a piton, climbing a little bit higher. And around when you hear him hammering in that third piton, you hear, and within a few moments, there's a torrential like blow of wind as 3 creatures are going to take off from the top of this little spire, and I need everybody to roll initiative.
You're not just supposed to walk into people's homes.
Or piss off the big fuck off birds.
They were always going to attack us. At least we've woken them up now.
This is actually true.
Is it still blizzarding?
It is definitely still a blizzard.
It's always snowing here.
Icewind Dale has a really easy solution to figure out if there is a blizzard happening or not. You roll 2d20 and you add +1 to the second one. If the second one is higher than the first one, it's a blizzard. And also, you roll 2d4, and that's how long in each direction it happens. It tends to always be a blizzard here.
So all ranged attacks are at disadvantage in a blizzard, correct?
Indeed. Let me get a initiative from you, Dine.
Just make sure you select your token first.
Switch what?
So when you roll initiative, basically, if you select your token first, then your roll goes into the turn order box on the screen. If you don't, then it's just it adds extra steps in for the DM to add you to the turn order.
Well, and the best part is if you don't ever actually, like, if I don't ever find out, we'll play and I won't even notice until all of a sudden you're like, hey, do I ever get to go? And I'm like, yeah, when you're up on initiative. I'm not on initiative. Okay, well,
Yeah,
really
dude.
easy to miss you.
Don't feel bad. I literally just figured that out today because I've been doing it wrong this whole fucking time as well.
Alrighty, so Faints, you are 30 feet up in the air, hammering this python into the ice to keep yourself protected. You are tied to 2 pitons below you, and you are hanging from the rope as well, so you can maybe not technically get down terribly quickly here, but you hear these things starting to fly up. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna shout, "Ah, fucking birds, get ready!" And then I'm gonna spend my turn abseiling down as far as I can get.
Gotcha. Do a acrobatics.
Okay.
And I'm on another screen. Let me know what you get.
18.
Yeah, you can definitely get to the ground there.
Okay, does that take my turn?
That'll be your action. I don't think you have a. Well, I mean, you could do like a cunning action as a bonus.
Well, I'll bonus action hide and go flat back up against the wall. And that'll end my turn.
Gotcha. And that's gonna be one of these creatures. Let's get a stealth check from you there, Faint.
25.
How big are these things, and do they look like birds, like regular birds, or some kind of scaly things, or what?
Oh, from this distance, they definitely look like small little birds overhead. Definitely not a threat in the least bit for you, Kansas. You're definitely not the size of like a little peanut that they would chew on.
Where's the giant elk, by the way? Do you need to place that on the board?
So, Kansas, as this thing swoops down from on high, it goes from approximately the size of a bird to bigger, 5 foot, 10 foot. That's a 20-foot wingspan, and it's actually going to swoop down for you. And its first attack is going to be to try to grasp you with its talons. And I need a strength, athletics, or a dexterity acrobatics from you. Oh man, you got to beat a 5, Jamie. Don't get picked up.
Hey.
So as it swoops down to grab at you, and you're able to fight yourself free of it, it is going to snap out with its beak. And as it bites into you, it's going to do 8 piercing damage to you. And that's going to go to Zaps and Dime. The two of you can share your turn. At this point, what that means is as long as it's on initiative count 10, each of you can take your movement at any time. One of you can make your attack and the other one could follow. You guys are effectively the exact same initiative here. Um, this one might be a little bit surprising, but in the future, like between this and next turn, I'd like you two to kind of like private message to plan what you're going to do. But at present, as you two kind of react from fishing, you hear these caws from up above, and you see as one of these creatures swoops down into Kansas. What are the two of you doing?
First question before anything else: can I actually reach that thing with my hammer?
At present, yeah, it's still about ground level here.
Cool. Bonus action, branding smite. I'm gonna run up, and with the branding smite active,
You're gonna dive into the water.
oh fuck, my bad. No, I'm
You
gonna.
got to get to the opposite side of Kansas. That is the only spot where you're. Well, I think you can stand underneath the moose. You just can't stop there.
Nah, I'll stand right here if that's not difficult terrain or anything.
I mean, it's difficult for you to get there, but no, you can stand there to attack.
Okay, cool. So bonus action, branding smite. I am doing that now, and then I am going to take my 2 attacks with my hammer at the bird.
Solid strike for 13 damage.
Okay, and then I think I do an extra 2d6 with branding smite.
I think that's 3 damage that it rolled.
So that's not actually the roll. It says the next time you hit a creature with a weapon attack before the spell ends,
You rolled 2d6 and it says a 2 and a 1 when you cast it. You already rolled the damage when you cast it there. It's just terrible rolls. It'll work out better the next time you cast it. But the way you cast it, you rolled the damage right away.
Okay, my bad. I thought I had to cast it to activate it and then do the roll.
But we always take the first die rolls. Even when stuff is done incorrectly, you still
Yeah,
rolled the
I'm not
2d6 already.
Yeah, not arguing. I'm cool with it.
And then, Diane, what are you doing here?
Just to clarify, are these considered large or smaller creatures?
They are indeed large creatures.
Can I use my trip attack with my bow to try to knock them out of the sky?
I have no reason to believe that that would have any effect on this creature. It's
Okay,
not
it's
using
not
its legs to keep itself up, and a trip attack is against legs.
Okay, so I'm going to use my precision attack maneuver as a battle master.
You don't have to do that until you miss. So you can take the attack, and if you want to make sure that it hits, you can make that decision. But basically, you can roll the attack first, and then decide whether you want it to be a precision attack.
And then decide whether you want it to be a precision. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and shoot at the one that's got some damage. This is the closest there.
So are you confident with a 9?
No, I'm going to go ahead and add.
Yeah, if it ever has like a pink or a red icon, that's where you can actually roll the die. But if you click on the actual die roller and roll 20, you can also just roll the d8. Uh, 13 is a hit for 7 more damage.
Hey, Mara, question.
What's up?
So, since me and Jamie are directly by the bird, I get pack tactics and get advantage. So, would my first hit actually hit as well?
Yeah. So for another 8 damage,
Yep.
roll 2d6. Yeah, roll 2d6.
Yeah, okay. So, sorry, outside of the game question. Is that how Branding Smite works? As long as I keep concentration up on it, I roll the 2d6 extra each time?
No, you critted, so those 2d6 are doubling as well. But the branding strike is going to burn on the first attack. So actually, the second attack, I mean, I think it's kind of negligible. So you don't have to roll 2d6. No, the second one will still be a crit, but the branding smite's gone. I'm pretty sure branding smite, all of the paladin smite abilities are you hold concentration until you hit. When you hit, the smite comes off and that concentration's gone.
Okay, cool. That was my question.
So the
Awesome.
first attack is hitting for 11 damage from it. The second one is going to hit for 18, but the branding strike is already gone. And then I think that final attack from Dying is actually going to drop it out of the air.
Pack tactics for the win. I almost forgot about that. Thank God.
Either of you have any other movement that you would like to do?
I'm gonna kind of climb back around Jamie if I can and move back like here. I don't know if I have that much movement left.
You got to do the math. It costs you 10 every time you're moving past Jamie, so it's 20 to move past her. I have a feeling no.
Yeah, no. Okay. Then no. I'm just gonna have the bear move up here beside me and Jamie as well.
It could get like beside Jamie. Yeah, that's kind of about the limit. I don't think you can get it to you.
Yep. That's where I want to be.
And Kansas, what would you like to do?
All right, so I can see these things like easily. I want to shoot them.
I wouldn't say easily, but you can definitely see them flying overhead.
All right, they're large targets. I'm gonna try to shoot a short bow. They're otherwise not
Make a
mine.
range attack at disadvantage. Solid strike.
That's it. Not changing. That would be the closer one that's kind of on the lower left of structure. Guess it's closer? I don't know if it's closer.
Next one is going to swoop down and reach out for zaps. You can do a athletics or an acrobatics zaps. I don't know if you can win that one. Meets beats. You are able to keep yourself freed. And then it is going to bite out with you with its beak. And this is going to do 7 piercing damage to you.
Good job, man.
Sweet.
And this one's going to swoop down at Dine. Athletics or an acrobatics from you, Dine? Almost no way I can win that one. And then it's going to bite out at you. Will hit. That'll be 7 piercing damage.
Did that go through?
I have not seen it, no. There we go. So it's going to do 7 piercing damage to you as it bites into you. And that will take it to faint. You're back
Okay,
on the
so
ground. There's 2 of these things at ground level trying to pick up your friends. Each of them is failing.
the one by Dine is at ground level. Yep.
They are each at ground level.
Okay, I can't get to the one in the water. I don't think in melee, so I'll go to the one by Dine.
You are technically in melee with it where you were.
Oh, okay.
Like if you step away, it's going to be able to attack you.
It's just what I was thinking once you said that. Yep. So I don't want to get an opportunity attack, so I will slash at it from here. Oh, that was hidden as well, so. Although I don't think I can hide and move away after dealing a crit, because I'm within melee range, so I think it would spot me.
I don't know if it can possibly survive this attack. 23. No. That's gonna fell it.
Nice. Shit be dead.
So as they like swoop down, kind of reaching out for Zaps as its wings go back, I feel like that's kind of the only way it kind of works. No, its tail. You can like just cut off its tail, and just like the artillery flood of blood, this thing just goes limp almost instantly and falls into this hole.
Okay, then I'm no longer, what's it called? Within opportunity attack mode. So I'll use my movement to, well, I'll hide again first, and then I'll move over to the other one. So if it tries to fly away, I can opportunity attack it, and that will end my turn.
Got to roll that stealth check, and it's gonna go to Zaps.
All right. I am going
14.
to.
Actually, technically, this is Zaps and dying. So, again, you two can. I don't know if you talk to each other, but you are acting at the same time. So,
Yeah. Hey, Dine. Check Discord, man. That's where I private messaged you. I don't know if you saw it.
I just noticed it. Sorry.
You good? You cool with me going first, real quick?
Yeah, we'll just do that for the rest of this fight.
Sound like a plan to me. Okay.
that's entirely boring. You guys need to think about cinematic advantage. You can do some crazy stuff on the same turn.
Yeah, we need the same initiative as somebody else, and you get this sort of poetic license. It's like having God mode toggled on as long as you coordinate.
Exactly.
I'll have to
Tell
look
me
into
what
the
kind of
rules.
crazy shit you want to do.
I'm gonna run up beside Dine, and I am going to cast Enlarge Reduce on him. You don't want to resist that, trust me. And then I am going to bonus action, have the bear run over here beside Faint, and swing out and try to attack the bird. And as I slap Dine on the back of the leg, I go, just fucking kill it.
The bird is bloodied. What would you like to do, Dine?
So he's actually still in the air moving, right?
Yeah, it's like trying to grasp you and pick you up, but it is essentially like flying in front of your face as you like grow to its size, and now it's kind of like, almost like in front of your chest.
Okay, well, if I have just enough time to let loose an arrow, I will, and I'll consider my precision again.
You can take the shot with an arrow, but it will be at disadvantage.
Drop. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I've got my bow out, so I don't have time to switch weapons. So here goes.
You could drop the bow and you can pick up like an axe or one of your melee weapons.
Or a draconic friend.
Yeah, if I can do that, I'll drop my bow and hit with my mace.
Gotcha. So make a mace attack and roll a d4. Pretty confident a 23 hits.
Yeah, I won't use it.
Gotcha. Roll an extra d4. So smacking it down for 11 damage. This creature is just going to like shred into two piles of wings as you swing out at it.
Well, it looks like our food tribute sorted. It's going to be poultry.
Nicer than fish.
Um, Perhaps we can fish with the birds. I'm not sure if Anga would appreciate them. Uh, she's a little bit partial to seafood.
All right, fair enough. Giant chicken wing it is for me.
I haven't had poultry in forever. I'm looking forward to it.
Somebody cook it up, then I'm going to go back to the watchtower I never made it to.
I'm gonna drop concentration on enlarge reduce, obviously.
So are the two of you going to get back to fishing?
Dine, what do you think?
What do you think? Well, I was kind of thinking about doing a nature knowledge roll to see if I know anything about these birds.
What are you thinking? Describe it to me. What do you want to know?
I mean, you guys were talking about eating them. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't some kind of magical nastiness to them.
You can do a nature check. They're scavengers. They're probably not the tastiest of things, but you are in a place where there's quite literally one thing to eat: knucklehead trout. So it wouldn't be surprising to you that your little draconic friend is trying to eat a scavenger.
No, that's cool to me. I just want to make sure they weren't like harpies or something.
What's everybody doing? Y'all going back to fishing? You trying to ask Kansas to cook the chicken?
I want to just make sure our friend's okay first, and they were all right. And then I will climb back up to the watchtower thing. Well, I call it a watchtower. It's a rock cave thing, and go back to being on lookout whilst if anybody else does what they want to do. And then I suggest that once the hour is appropriate, we start to look at bedding down, maybe inside this cave, but as long as somebody checks it's okay first.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about taking a short rest while you guys fish or whatever. But
I'll cook the bird if Jamie, if you want to fish.
Not really, but sure, I'll go fish. I can make a small fire if you want.
If you'd rather cook the bird, I'll fish.
Well, I can fish or make a fire. Either way.
Jamie, you have bonfire. Nobody is as capable of cooking as you.
I was gonna make the fire and then possibly go fish. I can make a fire. I'll just make a fire. I like fire.
And it's settled. Kansas fire, cook, Zaps, dine, fish, me, up.
Good job.
Yeah, dine, take your rest, chill out.
Mara, how do you want me to do this rest?
To see if you all get an encounter, and that'll be what really matters. So you can take your short rest. Let me get a survival check from Zaps, and then the other two of you are basically doing nothing.
Well, I'm climbing, yeah, and then I'm watching out from the top.
That's doing nothing though, as far as the story goes. You're just sitting up there chilling out. So no bites, no nibbles. You guys have some cooked chicken. Dine is rested. What's everybody doing? This is probably about the point where you're watching the aurora give way, and it's going to pretty much complete darkness, as it is still a waxing moon, just at the smallest little bit of a crescent.
All right, well, is the boat going to be here soon? If not, let's make sure this cave's safe and then maybe head in there for a bit of protection from the elements.
Well, it really isn't safe to call Angajuk until we have something to feed her with. But if you are worried about it, we can certainly go in another direction.
All of our fishermen caught anything yet?
Haven't even got a fucking nibble.
Mara, real quick, I didn't get any hit points for that short rest. Should I have, or do I need to roll separate for that?
If you would like to burn hit dice, you can recover hit dice, or you can recover hit points with your hit dice. But you don't just get hit point. You have to actually use your hit dice.
And you get half of your maximum hit die back on a long rest. So it's usually advisable to never use more than half of your hit die in a single short rest to make sure you keep on top of the management of that resource. You can if you're particularly hurt and you know you've got more fighting to do, but usually as a general sort of a bit of advice from me is to only really look to use half of your total hit die in a short rest, or less if you can.
And again, if you're hurting, might not hurt to ask if somebody can heal.
It's all resources, people. It doesn't matter nearly as much as you're making it happen when you guys don't actually do much in any given day.
True enough. I'm gonna take the time while Faint explores the cave to make sure it's safe to try to fish a little while longer.
So not burning hit dice, you're just going to come off of the rest and then burn a second wind.
Correct.
It's not a cave. It just goes through that rock and you can see the other side. There's nothing in there. It's just a hole.
Okay, got it. As long as there's nothing in there hiding, waiting, it's cool.
So do you all want to sleep? Or do you want to try to catch these things so you can call Angajuk?
I say
say
sleep
keep fishing.
first, then
Oh, fair enough.
fish.
Because we
Gotcha.
could sleep on the boat, but yeah, fair enough. Are you happy to do that? It's cool. But either way, I really have to just nip away for 2 minutes. Sorry.
So you all have the hut there. Who wants to take the first watch?
I'll take the first watch with the dog.
I have to sleep for 4 hours technically, so I'm happy to take whatever watches you want me to take. So if you want to do the first two, maybe Dan wants to do the second two, and then I'll do the final four or the rest of the night.
Well, I just did have a nap. Do we have to rest 8 hours a night, like to avoid exhaustion?
Indeed, you can only skip so much sleep before exhaustion sets in. So who's on first watch? That was Zaps and the dog.
Yep.
I'll take second.
Gotcha. Let me get some perceptions from you, Jamie.
And after I leave, I'm gonna have the dog stay with Jamie and just tell it to alert her or somebody if it senses something.
You want more?
Let me get one more perception
From who, sorry?
from Kansas.
Okay, so it's dark and snowing, and I can see
Were y'all gonna rest in the hut? Was that your plan? Or are you guys planning on resting just out on the ice?
I think the
I
plan
was
was in
gonna,
the hut.
yeah, I was going in the hut after my shift and just leaving the dog with whoever comes on after me. Bear, leaving the bear.
Bear's gonna talk to the elk while we're hanging out inside the hut.
How long does your elk last?
Like till the next morning, and then I have to get another animal. It's a theological debate as to whether it's the same elk that comes out of the bag every time.
If it is, that thing has seen some shit.
All right, Jamie, you are outside hanging out with your sweet, sweet elk. You've got your little dog friend there as well, or your little bear friend there as well. And after a few moments, you kind of like perk your attention off to the side. The bear, like immediately kind of looking that same direction as you. You hear something coming from the northwest. What would you like to do, Kansas?
I'm gonna go wake up the people inside the hut because I don't know, could be bigger birds or something. Hey, you guys rested enough? We got something coming this way.
Kansas, let me get an initiative roll from you.
Yeah, fuck off, Kansas. You probably just farted and woke yourself up.
I wasn't asleep. I heard something. Look, you'd rather I wake you up and it not be anything than I don't wake you up and some giant walks over us and smashes you into the snow.
Kansas, as you are trying to wake up your friends from the north side of the building, you are going to hear the sounds of the moose being attacked. And let me get 2 strength saving throws from the moose. I guess technically I should have done the first one first.
I assume everybody can hear the moose getting attacked, right?
Nope, you all are ignoring Kansas, so you all are sleeping. Jamie was being a good party member. Y'all were being assholes to her. Yeah, oh yeah, that's definitely not getting taken down. So the first one's gonna bite into the moose, dealing 8 damage, and the second one's gonna bite in, doing 11. They're trying to drag it away, but the moose is having none of it. And it's gonna go around to the second round. Oh no, you're still inside there. It's gonna go around to the second round there. Let me get a initiative from Zaps.
I wonder if they try to eat it, whether it be food or if it would like disappear.
It'll disappear. They're going to be very disappointed if they kill it.
Damn,
Damn,
2 and 0.
0. They'd be full for like an hour and they'll disappear and they'll be hungry again.
Technically, Faint, you're the only person who doesn't actually sleep, so you would hear this and be able to come out of your meditation. The other 2 are the ones who are like fighting to stay asleep. So it's going to start off here with Kansas. You've got Zaps and Dine who are still fighting to sleep. You hear your moose getting attacked outside. What is Kansas doing?
I'm gonna change into a wolf.
Gotcha. So you're going back outside though.
Yeah.
So you can go for your wolf form, and you can make an attack with the moose on whichever one of those crag cats you would like. You can go for the north, or the one to the east. Which one would you like to attack?
All right,
But
so
the
the
moose
one
is
to the
being
north,
attacked. It has. Gotcha.
one to the north. I guess I'll ram it.
Uh, isn't the ram for when it actually charges,
I don't know.
or is
There's a
that the normal
roll for
attack?
charge and then a roll for ram. So I
Okay,
figured
gotcha. Charge you add to the ram attack if. Gotcha. 20 is going to hit. 12 damage is definitely going to hit that.
moo. I don't know what sound they make.
And that will go to. Yeah, and that same cat is going to try to bite at it again. And I think I'll just go for the bite right now. And that one will hit, and it's going to deal another 12 damage to the moose. Is the moose still there?
I think so. I didn't get the first number though.
The first one it did 8 and 11, so 19. So it's at 31 damage dealt.
Yeah, it's
And
got 42, so it's still
gotcha.
got 11.
And then it's going to go to faint.
All right, so I didn't want to talk once he said roll initiative, but just double check now. So I was saying that I'm part of this and I've heard and I'm awake.
Yeah, you were in a meditation, so you don't have to be one of the ones like fighting. You 100% know that like Kansas came in there to wake you up because shit was going down.
Okay,
But
got
you
it.
also see that the other two are still sleeping. So you've still got that dilemma. Like, do you help Kansas, who just turned back into a wolf, or do you wake these two?
All right, I'm gonna shout, "Wake the fuck up! For God's sake, we're under attack. The corpse has brought him here." Run here, and then I'm going to attack the one that's engaged with the moose to the north. Guessing that's only 11, so that won't hit. So I'll attack again.
Yep, it'll be able to move out of the way of that one.
Oh, only a 9, so both will be a fail. And then I guess I'll just pop back in again and just ready to shout again if these two don't wake up from me shouting last time.
I don't know how they're sleeping through this.
The other cat's gonna bite into the moose, dealing another 6 damage, trying to drag it away. The dog, you are currently incapacitated with zaps. What would the dog like to do?
Would I still be incapacitated with faint yelling and screaming that we need to get up?
He didn't use an action, so he can't wake you up with it.
I will have the dog run up and go right there and swing out the one north to the elk.
Excellent.
Damn.
Big ol' miss. Let me get perception checks from Dine and Zaps. Kansas, what are you doing?
Sorry, I didn't realize I was up. Moose is not feeling very good, but is going to try to ram again.
Dine, roll initiative for me.
There we go. Okay, Moose did not do very well with that. And then I will run up and try and help the Moose. Crap. Right next to the other one. All right, I'm going to try and help out where the Moose is getting beat up.
Gotcha, attacking that like northern one.
Yeah, the one directly north of the Moose. That puts me right where the. Oh, I touched it. Oh, wait, but I have advantage because pack tactics.
You do indeed. 15 will hit. God, that's fucking absurd. It will kind of fall to the ground prone as you pull it down by the leg. And then that should be all of your actions. Dine, what would you like to do? You are waking up, noticing that there is indeed shit going down.
So I've got my melee weapons handy. I'm just going to step out here and try to take control of the situation.
Gotcha. Stepping out, you see this moose being attacked by. Well, hold up, moving all the way over there because the exit is in the southwest. So you're
All right,
10 feet
I'll
to
take
get
it
to
from
there,
there.
or 5 feet to get to there. Yeah, 5.
Okay, can I tell if either one of these cats are bloody or injured at all?
The cat prone on the ground definitely looks bloodied.
Would that be the one on the left or the right?
One on the left.
Okay, so I'm gonna step over here.
That marker that it has on it is prone, where the guy's like arched over on his back.
Can I fit in between, like here?
The moose is large. You can move there, but you cannot end your turn there.
If I have enough movement to move here and swing, I'm gonna do that.
Go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna consider using my precision on this attack as well.
Pretty confident with a 23.
I am.
Hitting it for another 6 damage.
Do I have enough action for my offhand?
No. Until you take dual wielder, you can't draw and attack in the same turn with 2 weapons. You could use a free action to draw your first, and then you can use your action to draw the second. There's effectively no reason to do that. You have your bonus action. You could rage if you want to rage here.
No, they ain't done nothing to make me mad.
Made me mad.
I think it would have been hilarious if they got away with your moose, just like drug it away, and then they killed it off in the distance, and all of a sudden it disappears, and they're like, "What the fuck just happened?"
So I wonder if like all of its fur and blood and everything disappears too.
Yeah. There's nothing from that creature. Um, Even like blood from it, I don't think it bleeds.
Then how could you ever tell if the moose was bloodied?
I will stop describing the moose's hit points to you all. Yeah, it's gonna go for the moose again. Try to finish this thing. I don't think the moose is gonna have enough hit points to survive. Oh shit! 5 more. It's still up.
Hold on, I thought I had 6 left.
The last one
Nope,
did
5.
6.
It's
Yeah,
dead.
it was perfect 11. Yeah, so as the moose disappears, that crag cat's going to be very disappointed.
It's a lot more scary for me right now.
Yeah, I think it's going to run. Opportunity attack from, I think at this point, it's dying in Kansas. I don't think the Steel Defender actually has op attacks.
I can't add my precision to an op attack, can I?
I'm pretty sure you can. It's to any attack.
I think I'll go ahead and add to my 14.
Gotcha. Roll a d8. So as the two of you swipe out at this creature, you all are going to kill it as it tries to flee. Faint. What would you like to do?
He might be on the John.
Oh, sorry, it was me. Sorry, I didn't realize it was me. My bad. Apologies. So you're awake, are you now, Zaps? Or are you still strugs?
Apparently, I'm
He's
still
waking
out.
up.
Okay, as long as we, I'll shout again. Get the fuck up, you lazy fuck. And then I'll come back out. Asking to move a little bit further for clean line of sight. And I'll throw my first one on engage with Kansas. 9 will probably miss, I assume. So I'll go again.
That's 25.
Is it not disadvantage because of the blizzard? Sorry. Oh, but then advantage because of the
Yeah, I feel like that's a pretty negligible at this point, whether it really matters. I don't know if I rolled for the current condition to see if there was blizzard, but you can go for a hit there.
Okay, so that will be 21 damage for the first one then, and then I'll just attack it again.
I would rather see you actually stepping forward and fighting to avoid that in blizzard conditions, anyways. But it doesn't seem to affect you, Josh.
What
Yep,
condition?
great. It's just purely because I'm rogue. I suppose I got 16 AC. I've tried to make my character a bit more bulky because he was just getting one shot. Every time he took a hit, he seemed to go down. So I've added some AC and some hit points to him, but he's still not really close range fighter. Loses some of the
You
some
have
of the
the
abilities.
highest AC in this group and the most hit points by almost a third.
Yep, understand that, but still a rogue at the end of the day. That's all I'm thinking. That's all, but not a problem. But yeah, well, I'm not going to get. I'm not going to hide, so I'll just attack again. So 19 for 6, and that'll end my turn.
Yeah, the second dagger is going to bring that cat down as well. So as you all kind of clean up the mess from your nightly visitors, what does everybody have in mind?
I'd kind of like to see if these things are skinnable.
You can do a medicine or you can do a survival.
Zaps is gonna run out, finally having woke up, and just be like, "Oh shit! What the fuck are those things?"
Come out in wolf form. Well, you're a little slow to wake up there.
I was having this wonderful dream about a black-scaled kobold girl from back in the mountains.
Could have been the last dream you ever had.
So over the, you could spend like an hour skinning one of these, and take the fur from it, but you're going to lose out on sleep, and it will pretty much keep you up. If you want to get both of them, it'll take you 2 hours. So it's kind of that decision of like, I could take these furs, and keep them, or I can get a good night's sleep and they'll probably be frozen by morning.
I think I'm just going to skin the best quality one, and we'll use the other one for fish bait or something tomorrow.
Gotcha. Yeah, the
Well,
one that Faint took out has very little damage all around. That thing is what, there's basically two tiny little marks where his daggers went into the creature. That one's fur is far more pristine than the other one that got hit a lot more by a lot of different attacks, including a lot of bludgeoning from the moose, which doesn't necessarily like devalue it, but it's definitely a completely different story.
yeah, my attacks don't leave any physical mark at all. It's almost like they imagine the damage in their head and it actually takes effect. But what I was going to say is because I've only had to meditate and we're already a couple of hours in, I can use the rest of the time because I have to meditate for 4 hours. So I'll probably come up with meditation in an hour. I can just try and skin them both with the 4 hours I have left.
Let me get a percentage die from you, Jamie.
That'd be 2d10.
Yeah, yeah. If you do it in roll 20, yeah. Faint, you are minutes away from finishing up your rest. If you would like, you are entirely rested and can stay up for the rest of the evening. As far as things go, you all, with a different interpretation or understanding of how resting goes, you can actually fight for up to an hour. So this isn't actually going to ruin your long rest. So you'll be sufficient there. You could do the skinning and still get your long rest in 4 hours, Faint. But it's going to be more difficult for you to do it than if Dine actually finishes up. So you'll have to kind of discuss with him whether he wants to risk it, how much he cares about that actual um, the creature.
We all need a long rest, so I'd recommend that we doesn't skip, run the risk of losing a long rest over slightly increase yield on skinning animals, but it's up to him.
I mean, first off, two things here. Let him play the character how he wants. If he takes disadvantage on ability checks tomorrow, it's not even a big deal. And he gets to claim like an amazing prize. But that's one of those things, like, let players like do what they want to do. Your character can offer him the fact that like, I've already basically gotten my meditation. You don't have to unless you want to do this yourself. But like the actual decision mechanically wise, like still let him choose that. Because I think it's definitely in his character that he would do it, despite it being advantageous to let you do it.
Yep, I agree. That's why I said recommend at the start and then finished it
And
with, but that's up to
one
him.
level of exhaustion means next to nothing in this game. It's when you
Yep.
stack up multiple levels of exhaustion and you don't sleep multiple days in a row.
Yeah,
Cocaine.
that's why I said recommend at the start and then finished it with.
But I don't want you to recommend how he plays his character. He's new to this game. He should get to experience it however he wants to.
All right.
I
Well, I
don't
am
think
actually
anybody
a
should
theatre.
tell other players how to play their character, including me, unless he's asking for advice.
Well, I'm perfectly fine with you doing it since you're already rested.
Gotcha. So, Faint, you can do survival or you can do medicine check.
Let's check.
Zaps is going to tell the bear to stay with Faint and take his scaly ass back to bed.
We have the same modifier to as mana.
So in 4 hours, when you all wake up fresh in the morning, and you're going to wake up and you're going to see 2 crag cat like blankets. There's definitely plenty of points where like the actual cuts like went through the actual fur. They're definitely not perfect, but they would definitely make a solid fur as well. Um, there's definitely plenty of reason that you could recognize you could have done better, but at the same time, like you feel fully rested. And both of these are completely skinned crag cats.
Yeah, I'm satisfied with that. If they were pristine, then I probably would use my survival roll on it. At least one of them, but we're good.
Yeah, like if you had taken the time to take it from the crag cat that Faint killed, that would have been a very valuable thing because I was going to let you still use that 24 from your skill. But that's my point of why I don't think it's always advantageous to worry. Like sometimes it's in your character that like this is what I do, this is how I profit. That I think it would have played off, and I think the dice. There's a reason I named my channel "Dice Never Lie." The dice tell that story. That had you stayed up, you know you could have done better. But getting it done, as far as things go, you've got 2 furs, probably worth more than the one. But as everything's going to kind of wrap up here, we'll pick up with the next day from this point. And yeah, like at present, I would say you all can either figure out who's going to carry the crag cat furs or just write down those crag cat furs for now.
Well, I'm already carrying a 25-pound trap, so if anybody's got extra carry weight,
I have a bag of holding we can put it in.
if
Very
you could put
handy.
those furs in the bag of holding, that'd be great.
Yeah, the fur's in there, but whatever you need in there, I've got plenty of room.
I need to keep my trap in case I need to pull it out of my inventory in a fight. But
Yeah, I got one of them as well. Picked it up about 3 weeks ago now. Just sort of been holding on to it.
So do I just need to make a custom item for that, Mara?
Oh yeah, 100%. I would say call those probably like 60 pounds a piece. How about this? Roll 66 and let me have Dine roll 66 and then let's have Faint roll 66. I feel like that's too little. Maybe 200 pounder.
how do I do
That'll
that?
be 20. Inside of roll 20 where the polyhedron is on the left side. Yeah. Or yeah, backslash R space 66. Um, yeah, okay. So the first crag cat was 200 pounds. You got a 20-pound hide from it. And then the second crag cat was 210 pounds, and you got and those still seem small, a 21-pound hide from it. So just put down basically both of those hides at 20 pounds. It was probably a better calculus than trying to say 66.
Yeah, 21 pounds does seem kind of light. I guess he only got part of it.
Maybe the heads weren't usable.
I feel like they're probably roughly twice the size of a deer, and I feel like a deer hide is probably 40 to 60 pounds. Um, but I was trying to think, like, if I do 10 times 66, maybe 68. But regardless, it doesn't actually matter, like, in the long run. We need a general weight for it, and we'll have a value once you guys go to trade them.
All right, so 2 of them, 20 pounds each, correct?
Yeah, that'll be good. Long delayed break. We're just going to call it here because I've got to run to the restroom. Um, everybody have a wonderful and safe new year. Don't do anything too crazy, but have a great time. And we'll see you all next week. We'll probably wrap this up, and yeah, I would like to figure out where you're going next. But yeah, we'll kind of finish up this one. I think you said you were going to try to go back to Bryn Shindar afterwards and get the loot as quick as possible. So we'll kind of assume next session is meeting Angajuk and then heading off to Bryn Shindar.
Hey, it's fun, guys. I appreciate y'all bearing with me while I'm learning this, and good to meet y'all. And Happy New Year's.
You too.
Yeah,
Glad to have
always
you
no glad to
join.
have you along.
Yeah, Happy New Year, man. Good job. You did really well for your first session.
Yeah, well done. Right, I'm gonna get on the road, so I'm gonna head off, and I'll catch you in a bit, guys. Have a good New Year.
Yep.
So drive safe, Josh.
Yeah,
All
we'll
right.
do. Well, I'm not driving. I've had several whiskeys, but yeah, I'll I'll be there. So I'll catch you in a bit. Cheers.
All right. See you next year. Bye.
Ooh, good one. See ya.
Oh, we got the next year.
It'll be a better year too. Damn it.
Oh, shit. I was watching a D&D like skit comedy show, and they made the joke like it's 2022. Like they're going back in time. I'm like, oh shit.
Gonna be better. Gotta be better. All right. See ya.
Later, guys.
You still at your computer?